Hi, I'm Daniel, and I'm going to be explaining why our classroom is so great. So first, it's student-led, which is really, it's different. And I think we're actually learning more from it since it is so different. So basically what student-led is where we're leading the class. So it's not like Mr. Solar is telling us exactly what to do, exactly when to do it. We're doing it on our own, and it actually, I think, is teaching us a lot because we're learning how to be responsible a little bit, more responsible, knowing when we have to be at things. It's being responsible and knowing how long it'll take us to clean up and stuff. So we're learning skills like that. Also, student-led is a lot more fun than just regular school because we're learning more because a lot of times it can be a little bit boring sometimes, just having your teacher tell you exactly what to do and when to do it. But with this, you kind of get to make some of your own decisions. You get to do gimme fives. You get to do your transitions, so it's more fun because you have a little bit of control. And since we are student-led, Mr. Solars respects us, so it's not he'll just say, "Oh no, you're completely wrong." If we have a different opinion than him, he'll respect that. So that's really good. And he also gives us a really long leash, which is it's really helpful because you kind of don't have a teacher always watching right over you, so you kind of get to make some of your own decisions, and I feel like sometimes that can actually help you learn a little bit more. It's really fun because he's not also just doing regular schoolwork. You learn about social studies, you learn about you do wax writing and stuff like that, and you just get hour lessons of just lectures. He makes sure that what we're doing is really fun and enjoyable because he knows that when people are really bored, they're spacing out, and you aren't learning that much when you're really bored. So I remember even the boring stuff. One time he was giving us a lecture on in social studies, but he still made it really fun because he had these lights on and he turned them on, so it was like a time machine, and it only took a few minutes, but it was really fun and kind of cool. Because he had a remote control, but we didn't know how he was doing it, so it was really cool. So he always adds fun into the boring stuff, but he almost always has fun stuff. So another thing is we do lots of games like Skills 21 on DQ World and they really help us with our skills on how to be a better person. In DQ World, we use computers a ton, and it was really helpful because it taught us some cool skills on what's safe to use on the computer and what's not. It actually taught me about scamming because one time something came up on my computer. It was I learned about it in DQ World. It was how would you just put in your information for a free iPad? But from DQ World, I was learning so much from it that I knew that it was probably a scam. So I didn't click on it, and that actually really helped me because in a regular classroom, I don't think we would have actually done that. But since Mr. Solars knew that stuff is important, I learned not to click on it. So I think DQ World actually really helped me. Another really cool thing is the 7 habits. So our school, we do a lot of 7 habits, and I think that they're mostly based for younger kids because they do these stories about animals following the 7 habits. And Mr. Solars, it's really cool because those are the stories. You aren't learning as much about stories as you could be if you're actually doing the 7 habits. The type of things that Mr. Solars has us do that are really cool is he actually has us do things where we're using the 7 habits. For example, the cardboard challenge. We used every single 7 habit there in a really important way. So we were proactive because we had to stay focused and have a plan. We began with the end in mind because we had to plan out exactly what we were going to do. We put first things first because we couldn't goof off if we wanted to get our project done. We had to think win-win because we had partners, and it wouldn't do us any good if we were all fighting. We had to seek first to understand because we had to listen to our teammates' ideas. And then synergize because we were working together, then sharpen the saw because it was really fun. So we were practicing the habits in every way, and I think I actually learned the most about the habits because we weren't just reading a book. We actually we were doing the habits. And I think that was really cool because it was really fun. So people were enjoying themselves, but I think we're learning so much about the 7 habits because we had to use them for our project to be successful. Also, another thing, like Inventors Challenge, we had to be proactive, or we basically had to do everything in the 7 habits, and we had to stay focused like the whole time and talk to our people by us to see if they had any ideas on what we could make. So I think that this year, even we didn't just do a bunch of like regular schoolwork. We actually had a super fun, like it was really fun, and I think we learned the most. I think at least I learned the most about out of any year I've ever been at this school. So I think that this is why the student led is so great and why our classroom is so great, because we learned a lot of better skills than just like regular lessons. Like you can't get that far in life without if you're just gonna know why the Civil War started or something. But you could actually get really far in life if you know these skills, and Mr. Solars made sure that we really did know these skills and that we were able to practice them really well, because he knew that they were really important skills, and I think that now everyone in my class knows these skills are really well, and we actually become more leaders because of all of these skills that Mr. Solars taught us. Because, like I said already, he didn't just teach us the regular ways where we would just read books about them. We actually did things used the 7 habits, because that way we were learning the most. And another way is he would always make the lessons fun, with the science videos. He didn't pick videos that were just old guys talking super slowly and that were really boring. He would pick really cool videos that kept us interested, because when we were interested, we would learn the most. And Mr. Solars, we had a homework-free classroom, but I think that that was okay, because Mr. Solars was teaching us so much during the day, and we were working pretty hard during the day. So since we were working so hard during the day and we were learning so much from him, it felt like we didn't really even need homework, because we were practicing all of those skills already, and we were working so hard and we were learning so much from him because of the way he was teaching the student-led classroom, that I think that it was really helpful, because then if we worked, he said that if we worked 100% the whole day, we worked super hard, there was no need for homework, because since we were working so hard, we wouldn't need it because we were learning so much. But if we weren't working that hard, then we would get homework. But I think our class was working really hard, so we never needed homework because we were learning just so much. Yeah, so another cool thing is he taught us lots of science experiments. A lot of times, I remember last year, it wasn't that, science really wasn't my favorite subject, because we just did regular experiments and it wasn't that fun. But this year, I remember with the powder, last year and the years before that, we just read, packets and stuff, and we filled out packets, and, we just took notes while the teacher was talking. It wasn't that fun because it was just a regular classroom. But this year, I remember the powders and crystals. It was probably one of the most fun things we did all year, and we were still it was probably one of the things that we learned the most from too, because it was chemical reactions. It was really cool and interesting, because we didn't just read about it and take notes on what would happen if you mix two things together. We actually got to do it, mix bronfenamol blue with different powders and stuff, or vinegar with different powders, and it was really cool because you could see things fizzing up, and you always got super excited when the things that were really cool, one of them I think is plaster of Paris. When we used it and mixed it with water, it got super hard, and that was really interesting because it was just really cool. Because you didn't expect it to happen where it would get super hard, but it did, and that was just really cool. And another really cool thing is he didn't just give us regular tests. So with the powders and crystals, for another example, he didn't give us a regular test. It was like a test, so he could test like how much we knew about it, but it wasn't like regular. Like he like it was really cool because he made it more fun for us, so we would be more interested. It was like there was a murder, and we had to figure out what was inside of the poison, and that was really interesting because it wasn't just regular. It was more fun and more interesting. Because like we had to experiment on it to see what kind of reactions we would get to figure out what was in it. So those are the ways that our classroom is so great. Thank you for watching. Bye.